Welcome to the Look Good, Move Well podcast.
We are here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Dara, Haley, thanks for joining the podcast.
Thanks for having us, Marcus.
So I was talking about this with Megan last night, our mutual friend, right? And she was like, well, what are you guys going to talk about? Like, what's gonna happen? And so I was like, well, I don't know. We brainstormed a little bit, but I was like, I need something to like break the ice here, because like you both have never looked this tense before in all of the years that I've seen you. So let's just start with
First
this.
podcast
Okay?
ever.
All right, here was the question that I wanted to ask. You two are very close friends with my wife, and you have been for how many years now?
I would say for me, only 2. I mean, I've known her since Noah was born, but
Yeah.
close, I would say 2 years.
Okay. And you?
Yeah, 8 years.
8 years
Right.
now. Yeah, I think that was when
When you guys
we
moved,
moved in next door. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, you were like instantly kind of close with Megs, or?
2 Jews from Massachusetts living in California.
It
yeah,
was just
married
like-
to California dudes.
Yeah.
It was instant, yes.
You were a little slower to warm up to Megan.
Not at all. I just didn't have the opportunity. I did not live next door, and I'm like a closeted Jew. So
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
But then, so you guys have this like really good friendship connection to Megan.
yeah,
At what point did you decide that I was a good person and good enough to be friends with? When did you come around to me is what I want to know, because this podcast is about me.
that is funny.
No.
Did it feel like it took us a long time to come around to you?
I just wanted to hear
I mean,
your reaction to
I
that.
remember meeting you, like you and Megan walking in with this tiny little baby, like first time parents. I think
That's
Noah
right.
it was the Seder of the year Noah was born, so she was
That's
like
true.
a little nugget. And you guys were just super fit, and really intimidating. But it wasn't until Dara connected me with Megan. Like, was that 2021? When did you guys move into your house?
The new one?
Yeah.
21. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's when I started to get close to Megan. So I was wrong. It's been more like 4 years.
Yeah.
But I don't think it took
You guys go
very,
way back.
very
Way
long
back.
to come around to you. You were an angel from the start.
How about you, Dara? Were you?
No,
like-
it was always a mutual. It was both of you.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Megan would say, Marcus really likes you. Marcus likes you guys. And I'm like, he does? Oh, okay. Yeah, we
He
had
does?
some like banter out in the,
The
street, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like see you working out
literally
there.
outside.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
street.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you see me working out out?
Yeah, in
front?
your driveway when you were
That's right.
like in the garage days,
Yeah.
and
The half garage.
no shirt on. I remember I'd walk out and I'm about to be like, ow, ow, and I'm like, nope, can't
do
nope,
that.
That's not
That's
not appropriate.
now you would do that in a second.
Now we
Now where we've
This
crossed.
many years
So that's
then.
the question. When did you cross that threshold with me where you would catcall me in a shirtless workout in the driveway?
good question.
I would say not until I started working out at this gym where
Yeah.
I've had the balls to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe that's true. Since we've been here, I was confused for you once at your birthday party, and
That's right.
I had the
We'll have to
the
tell that
top on
story.
and-
Yeah.
yeah. So
Okay.
back to our 20
You guys feel
years.
more relaxed now? Good. All right. Well, why are you guys even here? I'll set the stage a little bit, but, we've known you both for a while. I say we. I've known you both for a while. And it was probably 2 years ago that Dara was kind of the leader of this, but you sort of raised your hand and you're like, hey, I think I want to get strong. And I know some people that know how to do the strong thing. Marcus and Megan, what should I do? And so I kind of want to just go back to like before things ever started. If you could just like share what was your mindset and what made you like raise your hand and realize like this might be a good time for me to engage in my fitness in a new way.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It was 2 years ago, and I remember I had been hiking a couple times a week, and that was pretty much it.
Mhm.
And so at that time, kids were 9 and 5, past the years of like picking up anybody, carrying any little kids around, or that kind of movement. And I just thought I need to do a bit more than what I'm doing, and reached out to Megan thinking that she would just say, oh, send me a link, send me a couple ideas of what to do. You're going to need this amount of time at cardio. And she said so generously, and hopefully never regrets it, but come on into the gym. Mm-hmm. Come in and bring the family. And that changed everything for me. And to be able to bring my husband, bring my kids, have those weekend workouts that you guys were holding with everyone, it was so impactful. It was overwhelming and new and a bit nerve-wracking, and but welcoming. And you guys were so generous with your time, and just both of you coached us all through it. So that's how it started. And
yeah, we'll certainly get to like all the impacts that happen down the road. But like, just as a follow-up, when you were like, I need to do something more. Yeah. I distinctly remember you saying something along the lines of like, I'm at this point in life, like I need to get strong. I don't have any, like, there was something about muscle. There was something about strength that was like calling out to you. Can you recall what made you even like think that?
Yeah, I didn't feel strong. Yeah. And the hiking, as much as I enjoyed it, it just felt like I was at this point. I had just about to turn 40, or maybe I had turned 40. After 40, as we know, it gets all a little blurry. But I just didn't feel strong. Yeah. And I wasn't lifting or doing cardio, and I didn't have any familiarity with the gym or how to approach that. Yeah. So,
Haley, how about you? Like, how long do you remember after when Dara started coming here, did you come and do your first weekend workout with us?
It wasn't long, because I remember being at dinner with Megan and Dara, and Megan's like, Dara's so strong at these workouts. And I was like, what workouts? No one told me about this. And I felt pretty strong, like similar to Dara. I was hiking a couple times a week, but I was also doing Pilates religiously, like 2 or 3 times a week, and had been since my younger child was 2, and like through my second pregnancy, it was like a life-saving, like literal healthcare for me. And I thought I was doing great. And Megan was like, come on in, try it out. And my sister has been doing CrossFit for a lot of years.
Another Megan.
The other Megan, and is incredibly fit. And I had been to a couple of those classes with her, but I was extremely intimidated by them. Yeah. And I heard about being able to bring your kids and your family, and on a Saturday, it's not easy to get away for a workout. And it was this incredibly welcoming, supportive group of people. You guys included everyone. You walked everyone through it, and it turned something that felt really intimidating to me into like, okay, like I can figure that out, and I have guidance, and all these other people who are not, don't necessarily look like an FBB coach here doing the thing. And similarly, like, while I thought I was doing pretty good with Pilates, I knew, like you read, that heavy lifting, especially for women entering their 40s or 30s, doesn't matter what age I am, gets more and more important. Yeah. And while Pilates is great, it's not.
Did you know that prior to, because like now it's maybe more clear, like, hey, Pilates and strength training in the gym are very different, but did you know that before?
I knew that, but I didn't want to confront what I thought I had to confront to get into something like functional bodybuilding. Right. It felt like it was just above my pay grade.
Yeah.
I'm going to get injured.
I do want to dig into that at some point, because that is like, if you're not in, I've been in strength training since I was 14. So like, and I just wanted to get in before. Like, I don't have the experience personally of ever looking at the gym and seeing like, oh, that's a scary place to go. And I don't even know how to navigate that. Of course, I've worked with lots of clients over the years that have been in that position, but that mindset is shared by so many hundreds of thousands of millions of people out there that are they think the gym is for a certain type of person. It's not for them. And yeah, we want to obviously break that. But so for more context for everybody that's listening, in early 2024, we were like hosting basically every Saturday was like a community workout. Monday through Friday, I'd be in here, Megs would be in here doing our training, very what we do now, what we've always done. Like, hey, these Saturdays, like we have young kids, like if we just bring them down to the gym with us and then we can create a workout. Like I had group fitness gyms for a long time. Like, hey, let's just do something that we get to share the space with people we care about, friends of ours, expose them to what we do, and, selfishly, like give our kids some other kids to play with and keep them distracted, and we can all just get some movement in. So we did that for, I don't know, like a bunch of months. I mean, it carried on for a whole year and plus. Now it's kind of been a little bit less frequent, but a lot of the people that were early on in that are still present and coming throughout the week. So after there was a period of time where you guys were just coming on Saturdays once a week, getting your weekly dose of lifting and some cardio and feeling pretty sore. And I remember you, Haley, being like, I couldn't possibly do this more than once a week.
Absolutely
like, are you crazy?
not.
Like, I'm not going to do, but now you guys come 3 days a week consistently every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. When did that shift where you're like, this isn't enough, I want to do it more?
I feel like it was maybe like 4 months in, for me at least. I feel like it was into that summer. So I think I started in February and like toward that summer. I think it was a lot of it was hard to get in on the weekend. Like it was hit or miss with kids' sports so if I missed it, that was my one chance of the week. I don't remember how the invitation came to come during the week, but I just tried. And then Megs mentioned, it's every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. I was like, oh man. But then it just became an easy transition. Because I was still doing the Pilates during the week. So I just replaced replaced Pilates with coming here. And the results were so much more significant and noticeable. Like the things I was doing in my life on a regular basis, just regular living stuff and hiking and like getting the thing off the top shelf in the garage. Like I can do things more easily after having started doing the weekly workouts. Like I was still squeezing in a Pilates here or there, and it just kind of fizzled out. And I just slowly replaced what I was doing there with what I'm doing here.
Wow. How about you?
I remember those weekend workouts. One was strength and one was a bit more cardio, like a cardio burn kind of a workout. And I remember the early 2024 wanting to try to guess which day was going to be more of a cardio day, because then I was sweating and I felt like, okay, this is closer to what I think a workout, in quotes, should feel like.
Yeah.
And I was less familiar with the true strength training day on the weekend. And that started to shift, maybe like 4, 5, 6 months in.
Like you were looking forward to the other one.
The other one, and knowing that that's what was happening here during the week, and to be included in that, and the Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday workouts, and I noticed, it over time I just started looking forward to those a bit more, and adding the weight on and seeing that increase, and now it's really flip-flopped where it's the other way. And I'm like, oh man, on a cardio day, I'm like, oh, I haven't done cardio. Like, can I keep up? I don't know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, I think that what you guys are both saying is what is your perception of what a workout should be or should feel like? And it's like, for you, for a long time, Pilates was, okay, this is what I go do for my fitness. This is how, I don't know what made you, maybe I should ask you, but like what pulled you into thinking like that's going to be my approach to strength training is Pilates versus, and for you, it's like a workout should feel like I'm sweating and I'm out of breath, and that's what defines a good workout. Like, how does that culturally get just built into many women's minds?
Well, for me, it was an orthopedist that sent me to Pilates because I was having a lot of like back and neck pain, and I'd done physical therapy and like all the things, and nothing was working. And she said, try a this Pilates instructor who used to be a physical therapist.
Okay.
And after my 2 pregnancies, it corrected everything that was wrong. Like I stopped being in pain. So for me,
amazing.
it was night and day for how I was feeling before. But I definitely knew it wasn't enough for what is needed, like going into like your older age.
Got it.
Yeah.
I think for me, it goes back to like, I played some sports up until high school, softball and field hockey. And so I was like a bit athletic in that sense. And then after college, just doing cardio in the gym before work in my 20s. And then after having kids, really having a tough time getting back into a gym. So I was doing videos. I can't think of the name of it.
Like a cardio workout video?
Yeah, a quick one that
Like a HIIT workout?
Was it Billy Blank's Tae-Bo?
No, it wasn't.
I remember that. Oh my gosh.
But it was a similar idea, right? That I could like pop it in and you're like 25 minutes and you're like, I could do this, and you have toddlers crawling around you. And then that was kind of hard to keep up. And I remember hiking with a friend and her, like, I remember saying like, I identify as an athlete.
Yeah.
But I wasn't doing anything. And this was about that same time where I was just hiking and like, I didn't know what to do to feel strong. And back to your question from before, this was before I started really hearing about menopause and perimenopause and women, the benefits of strength training at this time in life, or really for anyone. But so it kind of came to me naturally as like a feeling like something was missing, like I needed to be doing more.
Right.
And I realized not everyone has, a good friend in this world that kind of opened the door for them to step into. But I don't know. Now when I'm traveling and I have the app with me and I'm at a gym, like I definitely see more women, older, younger, in the
strength training
section with the weights.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and of course, when you go to a gym, you're likely to see more people like that working out because you're at the place where they all gather. Yeah. But we're still like battling most people not strength training, men and women. Like the vast majority of people, I think that there was some crazy statistic where it's like the percentage of Americans that have a gym membership is like, let's call it 15%. And the percentage of those people that actually go is about 40% of those people actually go to the gym. And then of the 40% of the people that go to the gym, in that group, most of them are still doing cardio and they're still not really doing proper resistance training. And then of that percentage, how many are men and how many are women? It just gets really, really, the numbers get really scarily low when strength training, as we talk about it here, is like, this is the foundation for proper health. Because if you have more muscle tissue, if you have more strength, not only are you more functional in life, but muscle is really this organ in our body, this whole tissue system that is like where metabolism starts. And metabolism, if you have a robust metabolism, you basically ward off pretty much every chronic disease that is known. And if you don't have a robust metabolism, then that's where people get into chronic illness. So it's like, okay, well, what's the secret? It's building more muscle. How do you build more muscle? Through resistance training. And how do we get more people to be interested in that when they're often thinking, oh, that's not for me. I don't know how to do that, or I'm just intimidated. I think I might need to do it, but I don't know how to do it. So if we go from where you guys started, and yes, you both had this, unique experience of knowing some people that could guide you, but that guidance has tapered a lot to the point where you're now autonomous in your strength training. We'll give you tips here and there, and I might give you a hard time for not pushing yourself hard enough on a particular exercise, but I rarely see myself doing that anymore. So that's like an 18, 20 month process to get to this place where you're at now. If you could look back on that whole journey of like, I need you to tell me exactly what to do. I'm kind of scared that I'm going to do it wrong. I don't want to hurt myself. Like, should we be doing more cardio to like Now you come in, open the app, know how to train hard, know which weights to pick. You know, if you were going to like talk to somebody who's never done this before and they didn't have that same roadmap, like what could you look back on and reflect on, like what would have made that, would you change anything about that journey to like condense the time period, or I wish I knew what I know now sooner, and how might you have gotten there?
Well, I would say I wouldn't condense the journey, because it was really nice to have someone by my side telling me, you're not doing it wrong, you're not going to injure yourself, or this is how you could modify. Like I miss having you intervene just for fun, just because it's great to have your feedback, but it certainly was not necessary. Like once I switched from you guys to the app, I was like, oh, I really can do this myself. It's not rocket science. And it probably would have taken a month of just getting familiar with all the different equipment, right? Like I was really intimidated by barbells. Now I'm like grabbing the trap bar and, you know, grabbing all the different kinds of equipment that would have occurred as like just not for me, you know, for somebody else. I certainly don't think we needed as much time with you as we had, but the app makes it so easy to, like, you know, if I'm on vacation, I can go to a hotel gym and still do the same workout. I don't need you. I might have to modify something if they don't have the same stuff, but it definitely didn't need as much time as you generously gave us to hold our hands and guide us.
I mean, I love the idea that like you could think, oh yeah, in a month's time I could go from like sort of fumbling my way around the gym to probably getting relatively proficient enough to see some benefits from it.
I think so. I mean, maybe those are lofty goals, but it seems like once you like try your first barbell, like, okay, you can put 5 pounds on it, or you can put, now like Satya gives me a hard time if I put anything smaller than a green to start. She just shakes her head like, these are for you. These big weights are for you.
I mean, I say that often when we're talking about macro tracking or something with nutrition, or like most people are usually about 10 to 15 hours away from acquiring more skill in a particular discipline than like 95% of the planet. And once you're there, like, the first 10 to 15 hours are a struggle. They're like, you're either kind of confused, it's time consuming, it's frustrating, you know, maybe you have a setback, but like if you get through those 15 hours, which is about a month's worth of workouts, if you're doing 3 or 4 workouts a week, an hour a piece, like, hey, I'm kind of figuring this thing out. And yes, like having somebody to accelerate that process or maybe get you to the next phase of it sooner is terrific. It's wonderful. But you know, it's like, how do we like lower the barrier to like people being like, I should try this thing.
Yeah. You don't need to hire a personal trainer for 6 months.
Yeah. How about for you, Dara?
I did find benefit in having the coaching for proper form. And I still think to myself when I'm about to do a deadlift, you know, shine that butt flashlight. I don't think that's ever coming out of my head, but that is helpful. And it's those little tips that really got me going in the beginning and have helped me along. And yeah, to your point, that doesn't need to continue on. And there's still a lot of tips in the app, and you know, the videos for both watching did you catch that in the video? And we'll set up one way and you know, because Haley and I are often training together, and that's very helpful. And
we definitely see the videos differently sometimes.
That's true. One of us will catch something that the other one, but I thought I had the leg elevated. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, can I that's actually perfect segue, because I wanted to ask like what it's been like for your guys' relationship, because you guys are training partners. Like, you know, I've had training partners at different times in my life, and they always have made, not always, sometimes they've had a negative impact, but those are a few exceptions. But like by and large, it's a huge positive impact on my own experience, their experience, and then oftentimes the relationship. So like, how is being in the gym together 3 days a week for the last 2 years, basically, or year and a half been for you two?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I don't think I would I wouldn't not do it, but to know that someone is like, where are you? What time? You know, it's she's late, or, you know, someone to communicate with. There's no like, oh, I just won't go today, because there's someone expecting me.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just lovely to have someone to chat with and to correct me, because I really have a hard time watching a video and retaining what I actually saw. So like a lot of like correcting each other, or you know, I'll drop an extra weight in front of Dara, like, you could do one more, like there's that encouragement.
Yeah, we're definitely pushing each other. There's accountability, and there's no judgment. You know, there's a healthy amount of competition in that way.
Yeah.
In that it's like, what'd you do on, you got the 35s for that
Who
one?
can do more pull-ups right now? That's the real question. We're all here to
Dara. Right? I mean, I can't do it. I'm still working toward my first pull-up. But
I thought I had it.
You're close.
I thought I had it.
Yeah.
But I'm kidding. I'm almost there.
yeah. But she's still like, deadlifts like 5 pounds more than me. Like it is. It's a good thing.
Yeah, but then there's your bench press, which
Right.
is more than me. So
it is. It is a good, friendly. I don't feel like we're competing. It's more like if she did that much, like she's been in here just as long as me. I
we're
should
in
be
it
able
together.
I should be able to do that much too.
having started at the same time, in the same way, okay, if she's at that point, I could probably be there too. Let me push it a little more.
Yeah.
You know.
I think a lot of the clients that we work with, like we often hear, someone coming to get coaching from functional bodybuilding. So specifically like the one-to-one clients, they might have had their previous fitness experience was in group fitness. Like, oh, I need a community, or I need like that accountability to like make me get there. I don't know how I'm going to do training on my own. And I totally understand that. And like, I know at this point you guys don't always show up together. There's days where you're doing your own thing. So you've clearly gotten to a point now where it's like, I can do the work by myself. Like I don't need somebody there with me. But I guess it just speaks to like, community or accountability can just be one person. It can be like literally you're starting a journey. And I always say that to like clients that are coming on. It's like, hey, you just committed to this process. Like we're going to be working together for the next 6 to 12 months. Like who's somebody that you'd want to like bring onto this journey with you? Because that is always, I don't have the stats on it, but it improves compliance, and accountability so much.
And likely if you're interested, then your like-minded friends, among them, you're able to find someone who could benefit from it as well. We joined the member, we signed up to become lifelong members at the same time. Okay, are you doing it? I'm doing it. We're signing up.
Literally texting back and forth. Like,
should I do this thing?
Yeah, we're doing it.
What does lifelong actually mean? Forever. Yes, there's no fine print. Like, how many years do I have to do this thing?
Well, we joke about that when we come in. Like, you finish a workout and like, oh my God, we've got to come back tomorrow and do it again forever.
And
right.
Next week,
But
and the next month, and
forever and ever and ever. But it now feels like a non-optional. Like this is what I do, and if I miss a day, I'm like annoyed.
Yeah, I do not
really
like to miss a
annoyed.
day. I missed the Halloween parade this morning for my kids because
we're here.
I wanted to come here.
You got to be here.
He went to the parade.
But now look who's done with her workout, and I'm only a quarter of the way through.
You did your deadlifts. And
I did my deadlifts.
I love it. That'll get your mind right. That shift from going like I'm doing this thing because I want to like get stronger, and you're seeing results, and then at some point it becomes clear. It's like, oh, we're not just doing this to get to a finish line. Like this is now a thing I got to do. Yeah. And many people don't ever get there, but like, you talk about it just feeling like a non-negotiable, like I want to do this thing, but how do you view it? Is like, are you now past like to the point of like, it's enjoyable, I want to be there, or I just know I need to do it because of the benefits I get? Like people think I'm so disciplined because I work out a lot. I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, I just love to do it. Like whatever you love to do, you're going to go do, but not everyone is there yet, and they can get there at some point, but where are you at in that?
I feel like it's all of that.
I was going to say all of the above. Like, I don't want to, and I want to, and I don't like it, and I like it. Yeah. All of it. I mean, I love how I feel after. I love the results. I love feeling strong. But it can't, like, the during can be super hard. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I know just driving here in the morning, like, I pull up and I'm like, okay, here we go. Like, I just got to, like, suck it up, and some days are harder than others. But it's never... It now whereas before I would say like, if I didn't feel like it, if I, today I just don't want to, like, I never ever blow it off because I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
If I'm not here, it's because I have a conflict or a sick kid or something like that. It's never like, I just don't want it today. And some days are harder than others.
Mm-hmm.
And those really tough moments, I've come to realize, are so short. When you're setting up your equipment and you're putting the reps in, and it's not till you, and maybe I'm exposing myself right now, but the last couple of reps of getting to the last set where you're like, okay, I just need to push through. That is such a short amount of time of that true, like, that struggle, that burn, that exertion.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get through it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and
you get to the other side, and
that's because I think what's unique about this approach to training, there's a lot of different fitness approaches out there, and there's some that are just like, you walk in the door, and from like the moment you walk in to the moment you leave, you're kind of in the pain cave. Like, that's how they run those types of fitness approaches, like boot camps and, those group workouts where it's high heart rate, you're just pushing yourself. And I think the activation energy to get into that class, like to show up knowing that this is going to be hard from the moment I start to the moment I end, and that becomes the only way that you believe it can be effective, because it's, in most of those instances, it's not really leveraging strength training, proper strength training. Whereas here, it's like, strength training is hard, but like you said, it's very small doses of hard. You might come in and do 15 sets of working sets in a day, and a half of those, maybe 2/3 of those, the last few reps are really hard, and the rest of the time, like, you're just putting in quality movement, quality strength training, and the value and the benefit that you get out of that approach, as we've seen it, it actually far exceeds the fitness approaches where you go in and you just suffer for like an hour. It's like, oh, I just signed up to go suffer for 45 minutes, and you do that for 6 months, and you find out that, like, okay, I'm just better at suffering. I've got more cardio, but I haven't really built great strength and muscle. And anyway, that's just more of me pitching functional bodybuilding, or just bodybuilding, or just strength training, as a foundation for fitness. Do either of you ever like feel like you want to do more than 3 days a week, or like, hey, I'd love to be able to get something else in that's training related?
I don't think I could do more. I think the lifestyle, it really is a journey, and I am not a fitness professional. I don't aspire to be. I'm like primary caregiver, graphic designer. We both are working in the home, sometimes out of the home. I need to do what fits into my life. Yeah. And what works long term. Yep. I think there was one point, maybe a year, I don't know. At one point, I was making sure to get in 10,000 steps a day, tracking meals, entering that in, and it was a bit overwhelming to do all of those things, but there was a lot of learning in it for me, and I appreciated that I did do it, because now I am mindful of what that feels like. What is 10,000 steps, and what is, what does 120, 130, 40 grams of protein look like? And vaguely. So I've taken a lot of that with me. Yeah. And will carry that, long term. Yeah.
How about you, Haley?
I would say I'm happy with the 3 days a week. I could see maybe one more day. That being said, there's other things that I like to do for fitness. Like on the days that I'm not here, I usually do a 5-mile hike 3 days a week. So like those 3 days a week, I'm getting 15,000 steps or 14,000 steps on those days, and I'm getting my nature time. Yeah. So I think I would have to sacrifice that. Yeah. To have another day in the gym, because then the weekends are really busy with the kids. Yeah. One other thing I wanted to say about like being here and what you were saying about just that I wanted to say is being like having the training partner and the way you train. So it's not like an all in where you can't breathe and you can't talk and you're just like head down, is there's this incredible camaraderie and friendship that we get to participate in with each other and with Megan when she's here. We don't do the same training program, but like in those moments where you're between sets, you have this
you've got time
incredible friendship to like
people.
catch up. Like I am a different, I experience as a mostly primary caregiver, my experience of connection with my peers and not with children, like with adults being here, like with the whole crew here, not just the working out, but the like personal interaction has made such a huge difference in the quality of my life. Like seeing you and saying hello to you, having Satya to chat with, like these touchstones of people that have now become like regulars. So that was
I by the way, I asked, and thank you for sharing that, because that is going to lead into another topic. But before I get to that, I wasn't asking the question from a place of like you should do more or that we need to do more. And really, I want to just highlight that, you know, a lot of people believe that a fitness regimen or getting into training, and even people that have been training for a long time, like they maybe trained a lot when they were younger in their 20s and they had more free time, that the idea of like only training 3 days a week is just like, oh, can you even make progress like that? I thought you had to do like way more. And, you know, I think it actually is precisely what this demographic should be focused on is 3 days of resistance training a week, walk 10,000 steps, figure out what your requirement for protein looks like on a plate, spend 3 months really engaging in that learning process so that you can have a visual and be like, okay, this is what I need to do. And you develop habits like carrying around protein bars and shopping for certain ingredients at Costco. And then you kind of structure your day, and then you kind of put it on like set it and forget it mode. And now it's like, okay, I know what it means, what it feels like to move enough during the day. This is what it feels like and looks like to eat enough protein and to nourish my body so that when I'm training, I'm getting the benefits from it. And then, hey, 3 days a week, like I can fit that in, you know. Yeah, not everyone feels like they can fit that in, but you learn how to adapt your lifestyle around it. And particularly when you start to feel the results of it, you're like, oh, for sure, I can adapt my lifestyle around this. But that it doesn't have to be more complicated than that. It shouldn't be more complicated. If you're making it more complicated, you are literally just ruining your chance at really reaping the rewards of this long term. So
it's so automatic for me now. Like those 3 days and that time is in my calendar. It's never messed with. Like if anyone proposes anything during those times, I'm not available. Yeah. I just never mess with it.
So the thing I was going to bring up is like this idea of like the third space, like for people in their life, which is like people have work and then they have their home, and they often don't have like a third place that they can go and like, you know, meet people or engage with other people or express themselves in a physical way or some, you know, hobby. And the gym is like, well, it's kind of my work, but the gym for a lot of people is like a third place. It's like not their home and family. It's not their job. And you already spoke to like what that feeling is like here. What, you know, I guess the question is, could you see that, like, if you could speak more to like what it's like being away from family and just like having a space that you really get to focus on yourself? Like, I don't know that you guys have that in other places in your life, or do you? Maybe that's the question.
I would say I don't right now. You know, my kids are all consuming, but this place and this time belongs only to me. Mm-hmm. I'll still bring the kids in on the weekend or something. If I missed a workout, like I'll bring them in, but it's a time of day that, and these 3 days, and it's also my like group, like my Megan, my Dara, like these are my girls, and it belongs only, I don't have to share it with anyone else. Yeah. And it's about my health too. Yeah. So all of that is very, I would say very empowering. Yeah. That I'm prioritizing my own needs and myself. And it's just a little tiny window each day. Sure. But they're sacred. Yeah. Those windows are sacred.
It's 4 hours a week. Yeah. Basically.
Depending on how much we talk.
Yeah.
in between sets, but yes.
How about for you, Dara?
Yeah, it checks a lot of boxes for me. And I guess you can think of it as a hobby. I don't, because a hobby, I don't know, it's like too flimsy of a word for it. It feels more important than that. And now when there is a weekend workout, it's funny because sometimes Kent will be like, can I come too? Like, is it okay if I come? Like, yeah, of course. Like, come. Of course I want you to be there. But it does feel like it's something that's mine. And, my husband, he has a lot of things that take him like out of the house, mountain biking or something more physical, golfing, and mine is here. And then the other things I do are really like in the home as like more of an introvert. It's just where I, really like to be. So this is very special and sacred to have that space. Yeah.
And so Kent has joined us. Gabe has joined us a little bit here and there.
He'd rather be on the waves.
Right.
He's a surfer.
Yeah. But how has your time here impacted anything about your relationships or your family life, or, how is it changing any of the way that you show up there? Or what have your like family members noticed about you or seen change in you?
I think I haven't really seen the impact yet, but I do like that my kids are seeing me do the workouts and the training here, and just having that be a part of their normal life, and realizing that how important health and fitness is. And so just by coming here, that teaches that lesson to them.
A lot of our clients like have home gyms and they work out and their kids get to see them working out, and it normalizes that like, hey, we strength train. Like, this is a thing that we do. Like, we lift weights, and it's just part of life. But it is cool that, we have the space where the kids can be here, once a week and be exposed to that.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have the home gym stuff too. And so there are definitely days when Kent and I are overlapping in our workouts, and he's bought a few
pieces of equipment,
some toys to use at home. And, you don't need much. We already had a set of dumbbells, and, there's modifications to do when I'm following the app. So I also work out at home when, the timing doesn't allow for me to come.
How about for you, Haley?
We don't have a home gym, so it's all here for me. I would echo what Dara said. I really like my kids seeing that we prioritize fitness, that's just what you do. It's an argument I can use. Like, I just had my older daughter do cross country. She didn't want to. I was like, well, you've got to pick something for your body. We're all doing something for our body at all times. And they know that the gym my time here is not to be messed with. So like when there's a school day off or a holiday or the breaks, like I drag them here, and they do have fun. Like, they love to climb the ropes and do the peg wall and stuff like that. But I love that they're seeing me, and it's, sometimes they have something else they would rather do. And I'd say, great, you can do that after we go to the gym, because that's important to me and that's my time. So modeling that you prioritize your health, and you sometimes have to prioritize somebody else over what you want to do.
That's so powerful.
And
I know there's a lot of parents that we end up working with that they struggle to get to that place where they're like, this is good for me to put myself first. They're very much still in like, family comes first, my obligations and my responsibilities to my kids, my work, whatever else, like, I can't take time for myself. And, it's like to break through that mental barrier to be like, no, this is not only just for yourself, but if you frame it like, no, I'm showing and modeling for my kids that you sometimes have to put yourself second, or you have to like leave room for somebody else that's important to you to like get their needs met so that they can show up for you.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, it's like putting on your own oxygen mask. Like, if I haven't exercised in 5 days, I'm getting cranky with them. Like, I'm not feeling great. and my husband definitely, not that it's a physical thing, but comments like, look how strong your mama is in front of them. Like, and I feel like that's a great thing to have them hear. Like, yeah, he can see it. He'll say like, she can do that. Like, she can, like, go ask your mom. She can do that. She's strong enough to do that.
Awesome. What, I do want to get to like closing thoughts, and specifically around like what you would tell the version of yourself that hadn't started this yet, or somebody that might be in your shoes. But before we get there, like, give the, what are the big highlights of like the experience, but like the outcomes that you felt like, I'm stronger, but measurably, what does that look like in your life? And has your body changed? Like, do you get a different type of compliment or attention, or do people notice? Like, what has come out of this for you, almost 2 years after starting?
Yeah, thinking what we were just talking about our kids and seeing us, I think even more important than that is how I view myself, and starting to think of myself as strong has come with a bit more confidence. Mm-hmm. And those early years when the kids were little were just really hard, and you can just so easy to lose yourself. And I think the timing was right for me to come to this, but not to say that you can't. There's Justin coming with his baby in the infant seat, and it's really cool to see. But I think for me, when I'm out, just riding a bike, a family bike ride, or when my youngest just got really into mountain biking, and he loves to ride his bike around the neighborhood, and I just like, I feel a bit stronger. This was a bit easier. I'm going on a hike and I'm getting through it quicker than I was before. And, the muscle, we do talk a lot about, like, we're in the gym, we see you, we see Satya, and we're like, will we ever, look that jacked or whatever. But
we're each other's hype girls. Like, like Dara, like your biceps are looking jacked.
They are.
There's visible.
It is
changes.
Slow and steady. Mm-hmm. It is not overnight.
Yep.
But the changes are there, and it's enough that you see the product of your investment as you're going through it, and there's just more to come.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A lot more.
Yeah. Totally.
We'll have you jacked in no time.
That pull-up is coming. Yeah. I would echo most of what Dara said. And just, again, with the modeling, like, camping with the kids, like, I got this, I got the cooler, like, them seeing me, not just leaving everything to dad. Not that I couldn't do stuff before, but it was just, I wouldn't look at a big, heavy thing and go, oh, yeah, I can grab that. And now, the thing in the garage that needs to go on the top shelf, like, I can make that happen. I don't need to call anyone to, like, I really occur for myself as strong.
Yeah, that's
and I speak that way in front of my children. And similar, like, my hikes got easier when I started here. I do a kind of a regular hike in my neighborhood that's like a 1,200 foot elevation climb, and after I can't remember after how long, but I always time it, and it was like 3, 4, then 5 minutes shorter. Like, that's significant.
Yeah.
So I feel it. Things are easier. And, like, there's some vanity in there. Like, I like to see, like, I've got some, I got some muscles.
You got definition.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. And my, I think as a woman raised in the 80s and 90s, we were conditioned to, like, be small and take up as little space as possible, and it was about cardio and, like, burning the fat and staying thin. And now my legs are strong, like, I've got quads, and my glutes are like strong muscles, and that feels good and protective from injury.
Oh yeah.
You know,
For sure.
if I was to in a vain way to work out, I'd like, well, I just want the arms, like the definition back here, like, and give me Satya's abs. But, short of that, like I feel capable.
Yeah. I mean, the vanity stuff is important for a lot of people, and it can be important alongside of, other health benefits. But honestly, like what I hear that to me gets me the most lit up is just the idea that like I view myself more confidently, and I view myself as somebody who's strong and capable of doing things that I might otherwise have just maybe assumed that I couldn't do, or that I wasn't really supposed to be the person in the relationship or in the group that I'm in to do. And it's like taking back ownership of that, or maybe taking ownership of it for the first time in your life, to be like, oh no, I got this. Like I can do all these things. Mm-hmm. I think about my mom, one of the things that like, I'll joke with her. She's like, hey, could you help me open up this jar? And I'm like, no, you got to keep opening those jars. Like, if I start doing this for you now, it's just, you're not going to have this. Yeah. Right. But you just like live many, many more years and decades of just like, open up a jar should never be a thing.
The jar thing is so funny because I say that too. I'm like, yeah, I can open up jars more, but it's a real, you gotta open up jars in our life.
There's a lot of good thing. Stuff in jars out there. You gotta be able to open them up.
Really important
Barbara,
skill.
we gotta get you. She can open jars.
Sometimes they're tricky. Gotta call in the reinforcements. Okay, so yeah, I mean, any reflections or closing thoughts, if you want to speak to like what you might say to a version of yourself from the past that didn't have this in your life now, and knowing what you know now, what would you tell that person at 40 or at 35 or at 30 or even younger? Like open field for whatever you guys feel like sharing.
They start sooner. I mean, for sure.
Start somewhere.
Just start. Like none of it is as intimidating as one thinks. Mm-hmm. You're way more capable than you would give yourself credit for in my 20s and my 30s. Take up space, make big muscles, get the gains. Like it's not about being small, it's about being strong. To have had, I wish I had the base that I have now 10 years ago. Like, where would I be now if I had started 10 years ago? I was putting in the time somewhere. Yeah.
You'd have
that,
the
third tricep. We talked about that.
The third one would be popping out.
That third tricep. Yeah, it's not that I wasn't putting in the time. I just thought this wasn't for me.
Yeah.
This was for other people. It was for, men or bodybuilders. Like, you're exercising, so why not do the most powerful thing that gives you the biggest benefit for the same amount of time that you're putting in?
Love that. Sweet.
What Haley said.
Sweet.
Yeah, all of that.
Well, it's been a real privilege to get a chance to take you two specifically as friends and people that I cared about before you came to the gym, to introduce you to this part of your life and part of my life and part of Megan's life. It's taught me a ton. Like I've learned so much with you guys coming here over the past 2 years, because historically a lot of the people I have coached have come in with some experience, and they come to me because they want to improve upon their past experience. And while I've taken some people from zero to starting, it's not been the bulk of my career. And it had been some time since I'd really engaged in that process, and probably 5 or 6 years since I was like an in-person coach at the gym back in Mill Valley. So it really reconnected me with like, okay, how does what we do, what's the full spectrum of who we can reach and who we can impact and who we can touch with, teaching this stuff. And I'm thankful that I had 10, 15 years of experience before I got you guys, because if you had been my clients 15 years ago, I may have, fumbled the ball a little bit, but I feel
Doubtful.
like we did an okay job this time around. And, and then just like a closing thought to anybody listening is that, these two had this, unique experience to come here and be in person. And we also I think we have the tools. I know we have the tools, and we have the staff, and we have the team to support people, who want to work with us and start this journey, or really engage, like they're on the fence. They're thinking like, hey, resistance training is something I'm hearing more about. I've kind of been on the outside looking at it as something I can't do, but maybe it's something I can do and I want to do, but I want to have some guidance. Like that's why we have our Persist Platinum coaching program. Obviously we have our Persist app for people who are, have gone through that initial phase where like they feel ready to just tackle it on their own, which you two have evolved to, which is tremendous and been so cool to watch. But if you're on the fence and you're like, hey, I really want the guidance and I want the support to learn how to make this non-negotiable in my life, this thing that's going to give me these benefits for a long time, and not burn yourself out by choosing the wrong path or never get started because you are too intimidated, then reach out to us and we'd love to have a consultation with you and see if we can help you. Thank you guys for being here. You did a podcast.
We did it.
Just you,
First.
basically you, Howard Stern, same category. Pretty much.
Same.
I mean, we all started somewhere, but you started way up here.
I was probably way funnier.
Way funnier. All right. Well, thanks. And we will see you all next week on the podcast.